benefits the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see it through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, the health features lose by.
What's up, everybody? This is Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. I hope that's not irritating, or when I do that, it doesn't, you go, oh, I like his show and I like when he talks, but that's annoying. If it is, let me know. And you don't have to put it in the comments. You can message me directly and you can let me know that you don't like when I do that. But the name of this show is Diet for Your Life with Robert Ferguson. And as always, and every time I share, because I care, I do it in a place of, I want to share something that can be helpful to the people that I reach. And today, I'm going to keep it short, but I want to share something with you that really, it's like it's in my mind. And I feel like it's time to kind of give you insight to the topic of not like us. Now, there's a very popular song that every time I put on the radio, as I'm sharing this live, Kendrick Lamar, it just happens to be on. And if you watch the Super Bowl, that was like the main song. And I really like the song. And so I want to borrow Not Like Us and share with you when better health can go good. Now, I want to read with you what I have in the description. And I also want to invite you to read the description that's below, because there's some contact information. You can also join our free newsletter and get weekly updates, free recipes, and things like that that can help you. And I know you like the recipes. I mean, who doesn't want a good recipe that makes sense? But I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to share with you a story that brings clarity to what I mean by not like us. And it's all about better health gone good. Notice I said gone good. I didn't say gone bad. So I open it up and I have the paper right here, the description. I just want to read it. I don't want to ad-lib it. But I say, who should you believe when it comes to losing weight, improving your health, looking and feeling your best, and optimizing cellular function or cellular health? Now, the answer is not your best friend. I mean, it could be, but I'm just trying to make a point. It's not always a family member. It's not someone who's pushing the latest supplement. Buy my peptide. Try this peptide. This is good. Trust me, I know. Like, I don't, you know, when someone, here's a tip for those of you who are in the direct sales business. It bugs someone like me. It's annoying when you say, trust me. Because we're in a world right now where nobody wants to trust anybody. And that's a big part of why I'm sharing this. I mean, I've been a nutritionist and doing the work that I've done for 30 years. Okay, that's cool. But that doesn't mean I know everything. I just have 30 years experience. Now, we could assume I know some things, and you would hope so after doing it for 30 years. But I wouldn't want you to come to me because I have 30 years experience. I hope that makes sense. It's the same as I was sharing with a dear friend of mine and a client this morning. Years ago, I met this guy. And remember this. This is a good one to share with people, or to keep in mind. It could be good for grandkids. It makes a point. If you have two basketball teams and they're getting ready to play, and every basketball team has some better players, not so better players, tall, short, fast, right? So every team is different. But if you look at the coaches, let's say one of the teams has a coach who's been coaching for 30 years, and the other team has a coach who's been coaching for 6 months. Can we assume that just because the coach with 30 years experience is going to win? No. Who's the better coach that day? Who has the better strategies? So doing something for years or having a position of where you have 5 million followers, none of that means what you're recommending is ideal. The answer to the question is test-based nutrition, because data, when it's done right, does not lie. When you understand the truth about something and you get it, that's when real transformation happens. And yes, you can have your pudding and you can eat it too. What I mean by that is test-based nutrition, you guys. If someone shared this video with you, they're sharing it with you maybe because they want you to know what test-based nutrition is. Because that is the now and is 100% the future. See, many people are taking supplements because somebody recommended it. Maybe the marketing is done really well. Maybe they're doing it because their friend says it's helping them, what they call anecdotal evidence. That's not science. And we just kind of follow this trend of like, oh yeah, and you read the information, and if someone can explain it in a way that it makes sense, then you're like, you know what, I'm going to try that. Well, test-based nutrition removes all of that, and it puts you in a position where you're in the driver's seat. So I'm going to give you an example of one of my clients who had insulin resistance. And when you have insulin resistance, which 93% of all adults in America and abroad, okay, but we know 93%, according to Tufts University, have some level of insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is when you want to lose weight, but it's a struggle. Like the way you lost weight in your 20s, and maybe you're in your 40s or 50s, 60s, and you have insulin resistance, and you're like, man, the weight is just not coming off. Insulin resistance, and insulin is a hormone, is one of those things that comes before you're a type 2 diabetic. So if you're a type 2 diabetic, you had insulin resistance 10, 15, 20 years before you actually became a type 2 diabetic. Many people who are living with high blood pressure don't know it, but they had insulin resistance before high blood pressure. Those living with erectile dysfunction, they have insulin resistance and don't know that that's the reason why they have erectile dysfunction is they've had insulin resistance. And it's unfortunate that a lot of testing is not done to inform people that they have insulin resistance. And keep in mind, this is just one thing I'm pointing out here. So let me highlight what insulin resistance is, okay? Because it's cellular. So insulin resistance is when the cells in your body, trillions of them, are not responding to the hormone insulin. And insulin does many different jobs depending on the cell and the situation. But let's talk about blood sugar. So let's say your blood sugar levels goes up, or you eat some cake, or you have a muffin, and you got sugar floating around in your blood. That's called glucose. Well, when glucose is floating around in the blood, you have insulin that leaves the pancreas, and its job, one of its primary jobs, is to go to the cells and to signal, almost like send out like a signal, like a electronic signal to the cell, and the cell opens up so that sugar can go inside, and that's a good thing. Well, insulin resistance is not that the insulin is resistant, is when the cell is not responding to the signal. So if this is insulin and this is the cell, insulin goes up and it sends out these beams, right? The signal. And the cell is not opening so the sugar can go inside. That's insulin resistance. So what happens, the pancreas pumps out more insulin, and it almost like a whole bunch of insulin gets up there and they all start zapping that cell, and then the cell opens. So it takes more insulin to force that cell to open so that sugar can get inside. That's insulin resistance. Now, what if I told you that with that cell, there's a membrane around it? And that membrane, depending on how healthy it is, will dictate whether or not the signal is getting in. Well, this is true. So that cell membrane is made up of many molecules to include omega-3 fatty acids. And when it doesn't have enough omega-3 or maybe too much saturated fat, then the membrane is not as flexible, is not fluid. So the membrane, you want it to be fluid and flexible. And we talk mostly about the red blood cell membrane. Well, when it's not, then it's not fluid. And in my testing, test-based nutrition, what I have learned is that about 99+% of people have a rigid cell membrane. And over time, what happens, many health conditions start to show up. So with my client, Sandy, who is catching me live here right now, I'm glad you're here, Sandy, because I went through Sandy's lab work, and her highest weight was 279 pounds. And she's done, diets over the years and got her weight down and gained a little bit, got it down. And then she was around a little over 200 and was stuck for a while. And I picked up coaching with Sandy. And I watched her struggle to lose a pound. And we got down to about 185 pounds. And I believe her when she says she's eating a certain way, and I'm coaching her. But then I came across this product and this test, and I want to talk about the test because you can do it at home. So we give her the test. It's called a balance test. And the balance test looks at 11 different fatty acids, and it looks at the red cell membrane. And I was fascinated with that because you can see in her original test that her cell membrane is very rigid. It's not flexible, which goes along or is in association with insulin resistance. And so then we looked at her lab work, and there was 5 different markers that concluded that she had insulin resistance. So without a doubt, she has insulin resistance. And that's not even looking at metabolic factors like circumference of the waist, body fat percentage, those things. So let's say that's 7. She has insulin resistance. So I told her it's going to be some work because we want to get you healthier on a cellular level. Well, she started taking the product, which was a combination of polyphenols and omega-3s, right? So if you take an omega-3 and it ain't got the polyphenols, I'm not talking, that's not, don't go, I'm not telling you to do that, right? Or if you're taking polyphenols without omega-3, nope. They must be together, and it must be, so there's only one company that has a product, and it's one that I endorse. And full disclosure, I am a partner of the company. I'm also part of their advisory board. I think the world of this company and where they're going with things, and it makes sense because it's test-based nutrition. That's what got my attention. Well, fast forward, if Sandy lost a pound in 2 weeks, we were celebrating. So about 10 weeks ago, being stuck at like 185 pounds and really being challenged with her insulin resistance, but staying the course, we had tested her membrane fluidity. It was insufficient. And then out of nowhere, the pounds started coming off. I mean, like something that we hadn't seen. And so she did more lab work, which I got. She got a new updated test after taking this product. And what we discovered is her cell membrane fluidity was no longer insufficient. That means nutrients were getting into the cells easier, toxins were leaving easier. That correlates with the cells responding better to insulin. And then I went and double checked. I looked at all the 5 markers. There's no insulin resistance. Her insulin resistance is gone. Wow. And when you look at her test-based nutrition, you can see the cell membrane fluidity is in the green, what we call the green, the safe zone. Is that coincidence? Absolutely not. It all ties in together. And I could go on and on and on and share with you a whole bunch of other things on why kids, adults, people concerned with symptoms of who are kids who are autistic, which I don't see any. I mean, if you're autistic, if you're not, we love you. You're going to have a great life regardless. But if we can improve your health on a cellular level, why wouldn't you do that? So when I say not like us, there are people who sell and push supplements, and God bless them. And I'm happy that they're doing well and they're making money. But there's no proof anywhere that their supplements are working. And I'm sure some of them work. They just don't have a test. But I don't want to guess. So my whole take home here is when I say not like us, as we are building our team, and anyone who catches this video, if you want to learn more, reach out to me. I'll tell you all about it. Because we have a team, and this is a big part of the movement to make America not healthy, but I'm going to use the word healthier, and hopefully sooner than later. And test-based nutrition is foundational to all of that. So those of you who just want to take supplements and just push supplements and just throw out hope, and you're hoping it's helping people, which we know many supplements are damaging people. I did a talk recently on probiotics. The data is very clear that most probiotics in the marketplace, which is going upward to $100 billion a year, people taking probiotics, they don't know it, but those probiotics are causing more damage to their gut microbiome, which is 70% of your immune system. And they have no clue because there's no tests. See, when you bring in a test, it's going to help everybody become honest. Without a test, everybody can just influence you. And when you're uninformed, which is most people, and that's not a bad thing, that's not a dig, you're just uninformed when it comes to nutrition and supplements and how they work. And I know that because I was just talking to someone about glutathione, which is the master antioxidant. And I was telling them, I said, why are you taking a supplement for glutathione when the body produces it naturally? And we know that if you go do your true research, you'll find out that synthetic glutathione is linked to various cancers popping up. So then, well, I never thought about how do you produce it naturally? Well, I said, well, it's primarily produced in your liver. However, we also know that 45% of people walking around as adults have a fatty liver, which can hinder the production of glutathione. But aside from that, it's in all your cells. It's produced inside your cells. So remember what I said. We talked about a cell membrane. So if the cell membrane is not as healthy as we would like it to be, how are you going to get the nutrients in the cell to produce the glutathione that we all are looking for and need? Well, you got to have a healthy cell membrane. And if you don't have an adequate amount of omega-3, you can't produce glutathione. So you're looking at, okay, do I have enough omega-3? Well, how can we find out? You take a test. And the test is simple. You do it right at home. Everyone can do a test. So when you sign up for my newsletter, one, you'll be invited to free online seminars where we go into really good detail with this. If you're a doctor, physician, nurse, if you want to get into the supplement world, if you want a side gig, I'm telling you, this is the one. But when I say not like us, if you're out there just wanting to push things just to push it and get caught up in the hype and how much money you can make, we're not those people. That's not me. And it's definitely not my team. The team that I'm building, we are people who want to make a difference in the lives of people. We want to help people. We're happy that we're able to help people and provide an assuredness that we're actually doing it. No guessing. Just the truth. Not my opinion. Don't do it because I've been at this for 30 years. I had the #1 infomercial on TV. I've had best-selling books. I've worked with many celebrities, many professionals, professional athletes, executives, big Fortune 100. I've done all that. But when I say this is #1, this is #1. Why? Because it's based on data. It's not my opinion. It's based on the tests. The same as when you go to your doctor and they test you for a vitamin D deficiency. Oh, you may have low levels of vitamin D. Let's do a test. That's test-based nutrition. They find out that you're low. Guess what? Let's supplement. They get you on the vitamin D. You come back 3 months, 6 months later, they test you again. You're no longer low in vitamin D. That means that the product, the vitamin D that you were taking, works. That's test-based nutrition. Your kid is really tired all the time. They're like exhausted. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I can't go to school. Take them to the doctor. Well, let's check the iron levels. They check the iron levels. Oh, your iron is low. They can encourage you to eat iron-rich foods. They could also say, let's supplement. Maybe we'll do an infusion. Then they test again. You're no longer low on iron. You're good. That's test-based nutrition. Imagine all the people who are taking a multivitamin right now. Like right now. And there's millions. Most people don't even know why they're taking it. And then when you talk to them long enough, they go, well, I think, isn't it good for you? There's no test-based nutrition. There's no science anywhere in why they're doing that. It's the sheep mentality. And I get it. And it's okay. If you're hearing this for the first time and you're like, wow, this kind of makes sense, test-based nutrition. God bless you. Now you know. And the thing is, once you know, and you can do something about it. Like I couldn't imagine someone telling me they're a nutritionist or a registered dietitian and knowing what I know about test-based nutrition and not having this as their practice. And the ones who know, I don't know what their deal is, but they're an injustice. They are blocking people from becoming informed about test-based nutrition and then having a solution how you can improve those numbers. Test-based nutrition. Hear me. There's a lot of people who are wannabe or think they know it all when it comes to nutrition. We can sit in a room and debate all day about this supplement, that supplement, but imagine there's a test to confirm if your supplement or my supplement is better. There is. Because I'll have people say, well, I take an omega-3. I go, okay, let's put it to the test. And every time I've put it to the test with people who are taking an omega-3, when they get their results, they're real legit results from a third party, independent lab, one of the most respected ones in the world, the same lab that the Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, Harvard, list goes on, use this lab. The results come back and it proves what they've been using, their product, is not working. That's test-based nutrition. So when I say not like us, hey, God bless you. Do you. Go out there and make millions of dollars selling your supplements. Kill it. Tell everybody how you drink this and take that. Your energy levels are all this. And woo, I feel like, oh man, it's going to burn fat tomorrow. I'm going to take it today and I'm killing it. God bless you. And help. And I hope those people find some type of benefit to it. And maybe they will. And you could keep selling those things. Because I have people that are joining our team right now that are selling those things. But once they learned about test-based nutrition and what we're doing, they're like, you know what? I like what I'm doing because I'm making some money, but I need to make this part of my life, right? I need to let people know about. God bless those people. They actually have it somewhere in them where they actually care. But a lot of people out there that are part of supplement companies and just selling stuff, network marketing, social marketing. And I'm not here to bash anybody because, you know, everybody has the right and I hope they make a living. But guys, what we're doing is coming from a place of sincere integrity to truly want to positively help people. So I'm attracting physicians. I'm attracting professionals in their field because I'm like them. They're like me and our team. We're all like one. We all get it. and we're not going to sacrifice integrity. We are going to run with this and be very successful at helping people with integrity. And we not only have a test for omega-6 to 3 ratios and what I just talked about as far as cell membrane fluidity. We have a test for vitamin D levels. We have a test that you can do right at home for hemoglobin A1C. And as I share this video live in April 2025, very soon, so check back with me. I'm not going to tell you when this is coming out, but we are going to be launching a microbiome test that you can do in the privacy of your home. Now, that's not right now. That is in the future. And I'm talking about the near future. So as I get ready to say goodbye to you guys, I appreciate you giving me a chance to share what I've shared. I hope the Kendrick Lamar is what brought you in. You said, Robert Kendrick, is he going to do a rap today? But basically, I'm just really saying hi to my team and a lot of my clients who watch this video and learn about test-based nutrition. I just want to say we're like each other. And the people who don't care about integrity, and I'm actually, I don't want, it's hard to say this and not come across like I don't want to put anybody down. That's not the goal. The goal is I really want to lift people up. And so people who didn't know about test-based nutrition, I want to let them know. And if you are out there selling some other product, hey, I'm not telling you to stop doing that. And companies today don't care. You could be with 25 companies, but you can't unsee what I know to be true. And test-based nutrition is the now and the future. And a lot of companies are really alarmed and concerned about this because their products are going to have to prove now that they actually do what they say they do. Test-based nutrition, baby. All right, you guys, let me give a big shout out to Becky Caught Me Here. What's up, Sandy? We got Renee in the house. Hey, you guys, share this video with some people. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Until the next one, I'm Robert Ferguson, and I'll be back tomorrow. And as I record this, it is Good Friday, my favorite weekend. I love Easter. I love everything that it represents. My favorite movie I like to watch on Good Friday. It's a tough one. My kids don't like me watching it. It's a tough one. But The Passion of Christ, I'm a huge fan. And man, Jesus went through it. But all spiritual beliefs and religions and whoever you are, I want to send a Good Friday to you, and I want to hope that you have a blessed weekend. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this video. And until the next one, I'm Robert Ferguson, and I'm out. But if you want more information, go to dietfreelife.com. Peace out, everybody.
Life is a new way to see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to